Patch 217 is right around the corner, and in this video, I want to go over the pull value of all the banners dropping in this patch. Since the collab is launching at the same time for both CN and Global, there is no early info to help decide if it's worth saving for the next patch. But since this is a collab, thereby being technically a true limited banner or two, and is followed by another true limited banner right after, I'll still be keeping my poll recommendations on the cautious side of this patch. Now, patch 2.8 is a 5-week patch, and we've got 4 banners to look at. The first banner is Hissabeth, running for the first 3 weeks of the patch. And if you just want the short version, no, I don't recommend anyone polling for her. She's a super gimmicky character, and other than the special poison stacking team using the ultimate myth, we haven't seen a single team where she really stands out. Most of the times, she's just used to deal with some mechanics in Reverie in the Rain, and that's about it. That said, let's quickly go over what she actually does, in case her kit sounds fun to you. So, Hissabeth needs to ramp up at the start by turning all her buffs into hit. Once that's done, she settles into a really consistent rotation that only costs 1 action per turn. It deals some decent Genesis damage, throws out a bit of AoE mental damage, and applies Rigid every turn, which turns into Petrify if you light its stack. Now, that's the more straightforward part. But her real value comes from how her Hiss card works. First off, they're treated as rank 3 incantations, which means they can trigger effects from characters like Mercuria, who build up cosmic energy from ranked skills, or Arcus, who scales her follow-up attack at the end of the turn based on the total rank of actively used incantation. And Hissabeth basically guarantees their passive to reach its full potential. Another gimmick this card does is that this Hiss cards are also counted as ultimate. So, you get synergy with character like Recoleta, who gains Moxie when ally use ultimate. Or synergy with the ultimate myth, which I previously mentioned. This myth has a special effect that increases the duration of negative status when ally use ultimate. And this creates the poison playstyle, where you stack an infinite amount of poison before detonating it with Sotheby and Tuesday's Array. With all that being said, outside of those very specific interactions, she doesn't do much. She doesn't do team-wide buffs or any real debuffs, so she doesn't actually help your carries to hit harder most of the times. And that's a big problem for her overall value as a support. So yeah, unless you really like her playstyle and want to play specific gimmick teams right now, I'd say skip her, especially if you're free to play. Now for the second half of the patch, we've got Kiperina for 2 weeks, and unlike Hissabeth, I consider her a must pull. I don't care who's in your suitcase right now, if you care about meta at all, you want to pick up Kiperina. Obviously, she shines the most on the impromptu incantation team, and honestly I think she is the reason that comp suddenly becomes so good. But even outside of that, she's still one of the best sustain units in the game, even if she doesn't offer much in terms of raw damage buffs. What makes her so good is how effortlessly her support is. She auto-casts her shield at the start of every turn, and with just regular investment, she can throw out around 7,000 shields to the whole team every single turn. And all it takes is critting 8 times per turn as a team, which is honestly not that hard to set up. But here's the real reason she's becoming a staple in so many Reverie in the Rain stages. She removes 1 control effect from your whole team every turn. That means stuff like stun, silence, petrify, or any of those very annoying effects that usually take certain fights miserable is just gone. So yeah, even if you're not running impromptu, even if you already got the team you are happy with, Kiperina is still absolutely worth grabbing if you're trying to push endgame content. Unless of course you have absolutely no poll saved up for the collab and anniversary, which are going to be higher priority than Kiperina. Now with the upcoming characters out of the way, let's also talk about the other banners. This patch's scam banner is surprisingly not bad if you have neither of the featured characters. Flutter Page is still one of the best support units for full-up teams. Her buffs are insane and can carry basically any full-up DPS, including the next Trillium character, Nautica. Barcarola is also a solid character for impromptu team. That team really benefits from having more characters built around the mechanic, and Barcarola, Olive, and Kiperina each massively boost the damage output of their own way. That said, I'd still this banner is a skip for most players. We've got a collab right around the corner, and after that, the anniversary patch, with a rate up selector banner, where you'll be able to pick any standard character you want as the featured unit on that banner, instead of risking for being scammed on this banner. Unless you're a whale who's planning to chase extra Auric copies during the anniversary, there's no real reason to gamble here. And if it's portraits you're after, we're also getting a free standard portrait selector, so yeah, don't get baited, save your pulls. And finally, we've got the Rip Up the Water banner, or what I usually call the Euphoria Banner. Honestly, nothing on this banner is a must pull. The two standout options this time are Ezra and Voyager, but even they ain't that essential. Ezra has Euphoria for both Bloodtith and Dynamo team, but he's not even replaceable in either one. You rarely see him in Bloodtith's comps, with most people just using Fatutu, who can heal the team to full and boost follow-up damage, or Euphoria Madpok, who heals missing health and also bring more self-HP burn for Bloodtith's generation. He does show up more often in Dynamo teams, however, where his shield is actually pretty solid, but even there, you are not locked into running him. You can slot in almost any sustain unit and still get the job done. Plus, Ezra doesn't generate any Dynamo passively himself, which hurt his value in the team massively. And Voyager is great if you're running impromptu and still don't have her, but she's also going to be one of the options in the free Euphoria selector we're getting, so she's not an urgent pickup either if you have the rest of the good picks. All in all, I would say this banner is a pass for most free-to-play players. Just do keep in mind that you can't lose your first 50-50 on this banner, which is a pretty big discount for spenders who want to get a new character. So yeah, Collab's coming, Nautica's coming, and out of everything this patch, Kiperina is really the only banner I'd strongly recommend everyone pulling. Whether you're running impromptu or not, she brings way too much value to ignore. That wraps up the banner rundown for patch 2.7, and I'm curious, how many pulls do you guys have saved up for the collab and anniversary? Let me know in the comment down below. And as always, this has been SteamButNext. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.